I'd like to welcome in now former FBI agent Dennis Franks. Dennis, great to see you. Thank you so much for your time on this. Do you think, first of all, police know who this person is? What are they not telling the public?
I don't know if they know who he is yet, but I think they're following every lead they can to identify who he is. There's a chance they could, but I don't have any indication of that myself. I think it's just a matter of time before he's identified. Maybe they do have some identification. I'm sure they're getting calls from people who might recognize him. And I'm sure there'll be a lot of people who think they recognize someone, and it could be that out of 100, there could be one that is accurate.
Investigators are now saying that they believe this shooter was in the city 10 days before the murder. Laura just talked about that. Why does that matter? What do you think investigators can learn from that?
Well, the longer that someone is present, the longer that there is to trace activities and to find some breadcrumbs, some clues about who the person is, who they communicated with, where they went, what their pattern was perhaps. And this obviously leads to identification of the person. So that is important that they do have at least a 10-day time span. I think it's the longer the time span, the better for identification purposes.
So Dennis, question for you. Do you think that this person is a professional, is an amateur? Because, they were able to ride away from the crime scene, on this e-bike, seemingly disappear after being last spotted going into Central Park. There were people who point to the way, the gunman holds the gun in the video that we see when the crime actually occurred, but yet there also appear to be some mistakes made, like the water bottle, the phone that was dropped. Is this the action of a professional, do you think?
I've had my doubts from the beginning that it is a professional hitman. It could be, but I've had my doubts for a few reasons. Number one, even though a suppressor or silencer was used on the weapon, it appeared to malfunction. He'd have to rack the slide back. And I would think that a professional would have already tested this with this particular ammo. It could be because of the ammo, could be the silencer causing the malfunction. But it is evident that this person is proficient with a handgun. It's not somebody who just went to a concealed license course and took the course one time. He knew how to aim, to take aim, and to carefully recover after a misfire, or not a misfire, but a failure to eject. I do have questions too. He does not appear to be wearing gloves. It could be, but I don't see that. He did drop a water bottle and I think maybe a burner phone. Was that intentional? Was it a mistake? So I think there were some signs that this was not a pro. But it could be this person is intelligent. They actually did a lot of planning. Indication, to me, it points more to a crime of passion. There's somebody that's disgruntled for some reason.
Mm-hmm. So what stands out to you most at this point about the case? I mean, we have the bullet casings with words etched on them. There's the dropped phone, burner phone, maybe, intentional, maybe not. What stands out the most?
That it is personal. That this person either, like I said, was, a disgruntled investor, former employee, maybe had a relative who was denied health care. Or some insurance dispute. So it is personal. The fact that he would leave those notes, those etchings on the casings was, an indication that to send a message, and that could be intentional. I guess you could always theorize, was that just to throw off investigators? That could be, but I think it leans more toward it being personal.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.